gave one copy to 2-3 group of candidates. Since the girls were there in the other house, from here one hard copy was taken to that
Now,
house.
what about these statements which were
In paper which comes in this packet of 72 questions, and this is again put in a trunk. Then trunk has 2 locks in the front, and trunk is put in
file of one of these persons who took a picture of these scanned answer sheets and sent us the solved answer sheets and sent them. Now, has that mobile been seized?
No, my lord. They have destroyed some of the gadgets, and yesterday we recovered some of them. Now we have to examine them forensically, whether these were this set of mobiles yesterday we recovered were from the same gang. But whether the same instruments were used for this offense or not has to be assessed.
Is always they'll get 715.
715, and then their rank would accordingly be adjusted.
Because if what Sukriti argued yesterday, if she is right, then they will be down from 720 to 715.
Lord, there is one.
And yesterday, of course, we had the figure also, right?
Lord, can we complete this one rather than going into that area, right?
773 candidates, 4,20,773 candidates who gave option 2 as their answer. And those 4,20,000 were given full marks for that.
Lord, I'll Lord, assist your lordship.
We don't answer that right now. You
Right.
won't know.
Yes.
We'll go
Because Miss Tanvi Dubey, my lord, in the morning called me to inform me that one boy or girl, my lord, has approached her that she has got 720 out of 720. So for her, that 5 marks
we go to 715.
15. So
Absolutely.
I said that you move the court and whatever I'll make my submissions, my lord, on that question.
Then we will hear you for that girl. Huh?
Yes.
Give us the name of that girl and what you are arguing, because we like to hear you, because we have a representative from that category.
Yes. Lord, please see 115. What I mean, cumulative frequency. Lord, when I say that I got 600 marks, above me have 30 persons, my lord, in 30 individuals with 601 mark also. Hypothetical figure. 30 is hypothetical figure, because every figure has more than one students getting those figures, my lord, in a span of 24 lakhs.
Now,
Therefore,
still number 2, Mr. Solicitor, 716 marks.
yes,
Cumulative frequency is 71.
correct, my lord.
So this will include 71, will include the 61?
61, yes. That is cumulative.
These 71 people would be, say, 716 and above.
Yes. So accordingly, when we were considering the figure of 600,
In other words, somebody who gets 716 would rank as the 71st candidate,
yes, your lordship, sorry, correct.
or between 61 and 71.
Depending upon, my lord, what is the upper position, it would be a total reshuffle.
It would be 14 at item 1, then 44, 10 people at 716, and 288 plus whatever those.
They would be directly
44
impacted.
people.
They would be directly impacted. They will go down.
And interestingly, we are taking 622 as the mark for the 56,000 seats. That you'll get at sale number 93.
Correct.
Third column.
Yes.
That, and 1,08,000 let us see now. 1,08,000 is 537.
130,
570. How we get it here.
This is, my lord, what we have done.
What more, Mr.
Lord, few more, my lord.
Now we'd
Before
like to, you can take it at your own time, but we'd like you to show us the 1563 candidates.
Yes, it's there. It's there. My lord, we have prepared it yesterday, my lord.
It's here.
It was there, my lord, but
I think it's at page 11 over here.
yes, my lord, but we have done a little better exercise. Look. Page 8 bottom, my lord, your lordship may kindly see.
Page 8 bottom.
Yes.
156.
Lord, your lordships are aware, they were given grace marks initially. What was termed as compensatory marks. And thereafter, retest was taken.
They belong to how many centers?
I'll just follow up. There is another 6 centers. 6. I'll give the details the center wise also.
From 6 centers.
Yes.
And these were the
1-5.
candidates who were given compensatory marks because they were given the wrong paper.
No, because they could not get 3 hours 20 minutes full time.
And why did they not get the full time?
There are different reasons, but essentially because of the wrong paper being given
Right.
initially, paper being taken up
They were given either the Can Bank paper
and those,
or maybe also different medium of instruction also.
that is only one case, that is one case,
Savai Madhopur.
Savai Madhopur. The rest are,
In, yeah, has taken-
when we are dealing with,
The examination, that can't be because our court
there
had
is
committed
none.
it.
There is none.
We dismissed the writ petition.
No,
Did we?
the,
No. No, we didn't dismiss the writ.
Your Lordship
we
did
permitted it allowed to, permitted it to
the,
take
the
place.
challenge was to grant of compensatory marks.
Right.
So we pointed out
But we are now
that
holding a.
now we are holding a fresh test. So court said now that question does not arise. That's the
Special test held.
23rd of June 24. But out of 1563, only 813 appeared. It's an option of not appearing. And my lord, I must tell you, nothing would turn on this, my lord, but as a piece of information, why, my lord, out of 1563, only 813 appeared? Lord, suppose I am a student, I did not get half an hour out of 3 hours, 20 minutes. I completed my paper, say, in 2 hours. I am a brilliant student. I may not choose to go for and take my chance in the retest. Therefore, the option was that either you accept your result of less time performance or you are given an option of appearing again. But rest of them chose because some may be meritorious, but we can't compel them.
Marks were then withdrawn. Nobody then
To
got
everyone.
those who chose to stand by their original result. That is the original result minus the
Minus compensatory marks. So the student will have a choice that minus compensatory mark, I am getting this much. I have performed well. So why should I take a chance or gamble by appearing again? It was a gamble. He could have got more.
compensatory marks which were given, was it uniform for everyone?
Uniform.
How many marks were given?
Uniform. Proportionate formula, my lord. There was some formula as per CLAT, my lord.
But everybody got the same compensatory mark.
Yeah,
Or it varies
same
from-
methodology was applied.
Same methodology.
Same method.
Based on what they had scored.
Scored and what the time lost.
So everybody didn't get like 4 marks or 5 marks.
No, not a fixed figure. The system applied was same.
The same formula was applied.
Same formula. I'm sorry.
Results,
Yes.
depending on how much compensatory mark, everybody didn't get the same compensatory.
No,
mark.
no.
The same principle was applied.
But
Maybe
whatever
that's
was
how
given,
those students have either had to appear or have their original result minus the
minus compensatory mark. Yes. So out of those 1563, 813 appeared. They may not have fared well, my lord, in the first. So out of 156, 3 candidates, 1563 candidates, as on 30th June, 26 candidates have scored equal to or more than 577. That is corresponding to 1,08,000 marks. And success rate is 1.7%. And out of this, 11 have scored equal to or more than 622.
Now, those who remained didn't take the new examination. How many of them got more than 622? Those who didn't take the...
We have, my lord, we'll check up on
This-
that. Your lordship, it was be an interesting figure because maybe they didn't appear because they had more than 60.
Then they felt that they had done well enough.
They have done well. And my 6,
7 out of it.
I can prepare it and give it to your lordship.
8 and then...
Lord, because I may get, Lord, so for example, I have got 600 marks without compensatory. I might feel that if I reappear, I might come down to 550. So I don't take a chance that whatever admission I'll get wherever, at 600, I'll take that chance. They took that chance. And success ratio is 1.7% in 1,08,000 and 0.7.
So this is the 1563 now we've done.
Yes.
Now, which is the next area?
Yes. Lord, next area, before I take your lordships to the other things, would your lordships like to see, my lord, the investigation?
Now, what about the, since we are looking at the data, what about those who were given the Kanban paper?
My lord, my lord, what happened was, as I have said, my lord, we are dealing with 4750 centers. Human errors do occur in few of the centers. One human error
How many
was,
centers was the Kanban paper given actually?
we have prepared, we have undertaken that
on that
exercise.
actually.
We have undertaken that exercise, my lord, yesterday night. My lord, there are two categories.
Just one second.
मेल कर दे संजय को. संजय संजय करें. Four of this.
Para 3 also. At how many centers?
NEET UG were Canara Bank questions booklets distributed. Question papers from Canara Bank were distributed at 12 centers. But kindly see, out of 4750, out of 12 centers, 4 centers replaced the Canara Bank question papers with State Bank of India question papers. Thus, 8 centers, the questions paper from Canara Bank were used. But rightly or wrongly, they took the decision that having given a wrong question, now let them complete 3 hours and 20 minutes with the wrong question. Wrong in the sense that it was SBI and not Canara, with, my lord, the difficulty level being the same. Lord, whoever approached
How many 20 candidates answered the Canara Bank question bank?
Yes, but 3307. And we have given center wise. And serial number 7 would, my lord, assist your lordships. The candidate of the above referred centers who answered Canara Bank were evaluated based upon the respective answer key of Canara Bank. Out of 3307, 59 candidates have scored more than 577, which corresponds to 1,08,000, and 17 have scored more than 622, that is respectively 1.7% and 0.5%. These are the students where the center superintendent took a decision that, all right, I have brought a wrong question paper, but let them complete now within 3 hours and 20 seconds.
3,307 candidates.
Yes. And next, my lord, my learned friend, my lord, mentioned that this key was never uploaded. That is factually not correct, my lord. Serial number 8, the answer key of Canara Bank question paper were also uploaded on 3rd June.
So for 8 centers, where the examination took place on the basis of the CanBank question bank,
Yes.
they have been graded and assessed on that basis.
On the basis of the answer, model answers of Canara Bank.
So 3,307 candidates are not assessed on the basis of SBI, but the CanBank, the wrong. Now,
In a sense, wrong, my lord, yes.
but
both were correct.
Has some moderation been done between the CanBank and the SBI question?
Lord, the report of the expert is that the difficulty level of both the question papers are same. And that is always one of questions are prepared. So that one question paper is not more difficult than the other.
In the SBI lot, I mean,
Remaining, my lord, 99%.
yeah. What is the success rate for the for 622 and above?
Lord, if your lordship sees para 2, perhaps, my lord, of this. No. Lord, in the main written submissions, my lord, if your lordship comes to page 2. This is total 4.
Yes.
Page 2 of the original, first which I saw. The total number of candidates appeared is 23,33,162. The cutoff marks of
23
candidates
lakhs, 33,000.
162. Where I am roughly using 24. This is the correct figure, accurate figure. So the cutoff mark, whose rank is within 1,08,000, is 577, which is 4.6%.
4% get at least 577 marks.
Yes. And
6,000,
2.4%.
Which is 622 marks, is how many? Is 2.4%.
4%.
So really speaking, then the rate is 1.7% and 0.5%.
Correct.
So the Canara Bank success rate is lower.
My lord, maybe the caliber of the students also needs to be, my lord. Because when the papers are set, my lord, the experts are told to set it in such a way that since we have to give last minute option, both must have the same difficulty level.
Obviously,
Well, I
two
must-
sets of question papers, the instructions to the paper setters that set them at the same level of difficulty.
We have, after paper setters, we have
Of course, nothing
moderators.
can be absolutely perfect, but there'll be some moderators who do even the moderation.
Moderation of the question paper.
Question paper.
And for moderating the question paper of both Canara and State Bank, we have the same moderators.
But tell us, how is Canara Bank question paper distributed in the first place?
That's my lord. I'll answer.
What is it said here in the first two questions? Who authorized the city coordinator
Yes.
for collection of funds?
Lord, please see. City coordinator is authorized by DG NTA in writing. The authorization letter contains the name, photograph, and signature of city coordinator duly authorized by DG NTA. I must tell your lordships, my lord, this goes digitally because it's impossible to send personally to 4,750 students. So he has to take a printout. So he can have two printouts. Now this is to enable him to produce the authorization letter to the bank and to ensure that the bank can verify that the same authorized person has come to collect. It is responsibility of city coordinator to distribute the respective trunks containing booklets, each of which are individually and collectively sealed to the respective centers. This handing over by the bank to city coordinator is recorded in CCTV. As per the practice, the city coordinator goes along with center superintendent as well as an independent neutral observer appointed by NTA for each center. The observer is appointed for each center, who is generally a principal or a lecturer of the nearby educational institutions. Every center has an
So
observer.
in the morning of the examination, the DG NTA would indicate which is the set, which set is the CanBank set or the SBI set to be taken up.
Yes,
That message is passed on to the city coordinator,
correct.
and the city coordinator in turn relays it to the center.
He has-
center superintendent.
Yes, but he has two options. Either he can go and collect everything and distribute, but generally practice is he calls every center superintendent and the observer to come. They go together and take their respective trunks.
But then that is done. How is it that some chaps went to got the?
Lord,
CanBank?
your lordships are absolutely right, but I put it that way, my lord. He may be having, my lord, both. The authorization, my lord, is not bank wise. Authorization is person wise. Mr. X is authorized.
But the banks are informed by the DG NTA in the morning that look, we are
But that-
choosing the SBI option.
Please, my lord, lacuna. I will not, my lord, say anything wrong before your lordships. This should be introduced. The bank should be instructed. Both banks should be instructed that you give and you don't.
Not give.
Yes.
Because this should be centrally circulated to CanBank. I mean, CanBank this time. That look, your paper is to be now maintained in safe custody in the bank itself. You will not distribute that question paper.
And SBI should be told that you don't give if somebody comes.
Yeah. And only SBI papers will be
But
distributed.
my lord, kindly examine from this point of view, out of 4,750 centers, rest of the person, except these 4-5 instances, rest of the persons understood the training correctly. They are trained that you have to go to the center, you are informed in the morning at 8 o'clock. So the system as a whole has worked, my lord, except human error at 0.3%, my lord, centers. That is 8 centers out of 4,750.
All right. Now we'll go on to the investigation.
Please. Lord, Lord, please come to the first report. Lord, I'll request, Lord, Lord, I've requested my friend, my lord, to sit with me so that I can. Mr. Krishna is additional director CBI, and the officer is, my lord, the DIG CBI. Both of them, my lord, have done a, my lord, wholesome work. My lord, from para 1 to 16,
This is, you are reading para, now what are you reading, Mr.
No, first report. I'm not reading it, Manoj. I'm just
Alright,
bringing
First report, no?
first report.
What is 120?
Oh, in the envelope. Hmm? Hmm? Lord, if a lordship would like to see the sealed envelope, there is one.
You numbered, paragraphs are all consecutively numbered.
No, the sealed envelope, it's interesting. Lord, each paper along with OMR sheet is put in one-time terrible plastic bag. It is like this. I'll, my lord, give to your lordship, my lord, because the moment, my lord, I tear it, I cannot repaste it. It is one-time terrible. It's not a glue stick thing.
Yes.
Thereafter, 24 papers are, my lord, packed in another pack, which is like this. I don't want to demonstrate that. And thereafter, my lord, I have explained from page 1 to para 1 to 16 how at different level there are 7 layers of securities. Lord, at page 4, एक नहीं है खुला, एक दे दो कोई भी एक पेपर.
Actually, in our judgment, we should refer to the
One paper. I'll just, my lord, give for your lordship's consideration. So that, Lord, after this, your lordships would find what is the relevance in the investigation. I can, my lord, give it to my learned friend also. There is now a paper which is exhausted, so there is no difficulty. But the point is, this is one time terrible. If I open it once, it cannot be packed again.
These are skip or anything like that. It's just-
And this is opened by the students. Now the paper which we got, the burnt paper which we got from, my lord, the place where they were asked to memorize, we received a burnt paper. Now every paper has, my lord, in the middle, a unique number. Every student will have a unique number. I'll come to that. Just, my lord, bear this in mind. also one seal here. Inside.
Inside.
Inside also. Inside, once you tear the plastic paper, this also, my lord, please come to page 21, my lord, in this context. Then I'll my lord, come back to, my lord, what they did was, from Oasis school, as I will point out, my lord, between 8:02 to 9:23, one person enters, we have the CCTV footage, etc. He opens one of the trucks from behind and he gives it to solvers. There are 8 solvers and 20 questions each or 25 questions each is distributed amongst them, ensuring that they do not carry any mobile phones because they don't want the paper to go beyond anyone who has not paid them. Now, after that memorizing exercise and after the students left, I'll come to that, they burn the paper. But page 21, this piece remained unburned. That was recovered by Bihar police and there is in the middle one number. This number belongs to one girl who had already complained that the paper which I received was sealed by using lighter. The paper which your lordships have in hand is one time terrible. So the person who committed theft, Lord, tore it, got the photographs, put it back
and resealed it
using the lighter, not the way.
That girl said that there was a...
Yeah, yes, we have the statement of that girl also that yes, my paper and this was also broken.
She complained? That girl?
No, in the survey, it's a statement. When we recorded this
by CBI.
Yes.
Because that's what CBI followed that lead because the
because of the number, this number belongs to only one person.
And that number was recovered from where?
From the place where students were brought at around in the morning of 5th, that papers would come. Papers would come in Patna. The papers would come by 10:30, 10:45. It came in 2 tranches. One subject was solved earlier, so it came at 10:30. Second subject was solved little later, so it came at 10:45. They were asked to memorize. And then at 12:45, and we have the CCTV footage of where they gathered for the purpose of going to that school, and they come back to that meeting point again and disperse to their respective centers. Because they were from different centers, not from this school. School is only used for the purpose of committing theft of the paper.
Right.
Thereafter, they burned. You can say
Yep, you can tell him.
with your lordship's permission. He knows it inside out.
This serial number that is written on this half-burnt page is a unique number. If there are 24 lakhs question papers being printed, there will be 24 lakhs such different codes.
Right.
And this serial number goes to Oasis school only as per NTA record. It can't go to any other center in the country. So that is how we went to Oasis school and said that this serial number is supposed to come to you. To whom did you issue this paper to? It was issued to one genuine girl candidate.
She was not involved in any...
She was not involved in any place because the paper was not stolen. There is no displacement of the paper. It was just photographed and replaced back.
And it was again put back in
It was again put back, and so it went to a genuine candidate in the normal course. And that genuine candidate found the seal here was broken, that sticker. And this was also opened. She did not complain to the invigilator. She kept quiet, but to us she said this is what she found. So that proves that it has been tampered. That is one, my lord. Secondly, these pieces were found in Patna.
This you found where exactly? This you found in Patna.
Patna, that Learns Boys High School, where about 25 candidates were gathered and the solved paper was given. So the original paper was not taken out, it was replaced back, but its printout was taken and circulated to the candidates, one paper per 2-3 candidates. They sat in a group and started memorizing it. And at the end of the 12:30 or so, they have to go to the centers because exam is at 2. Some centers are far away, some centers are nearby. Then they put all of them together and burnt it.
And this girl was attempting, who was actually the girl to whom that, tampered seal was handed over. She was in which center?
She was in Hazaribagh Oasis School.
She was in Oasis.
Because this serial number is allocated to Oasis School Center, my lord.
From
And
NTA.
from NTA. And NTA gives unique 24 lakh serial numbers so that no two candidates in the country will get the same serial number. And this serial number, 124 lakh series is different for SBI. Another 24 lakh series is different for Canara Bank. So there will be almost 48 lakh codes. So that is how with this piece of paper recovered in Learns Boys School in Patna, we reached Hazaribagh. Because this serial number is allocated to only
It
Oasis.
was otherwise to be destined for the Hazaribagh school.
Hazaribagh Oasis School alone. So there are 5
But
centers.
the breach occurred in Patna.
No, my lord.
Breach
It was
occurred
told-
again in
it
it was
breach
delayed
occurred
to
in
Patna.
Oasis School but relate to Patna.
where these problem solving, etc. took place.
Problem solving also took place in Hazaribagh, my lord.
Hazaribagh.
Only there were 2 groups of candidates. One beneficiary group was in Hazaribagh, where the problem solving also took place in another floor of the same building.
Right.
And the first floor, girl candidates, female candidates were there. In the second floor, male candidates were there. In the third floor, the solvers were there. All the 7, 8 solvers were together along with the gang.
Without
And-
telephones, without their.
And neither the candidates nor the solvers were allowed to bring the phones into that particular location. And after this solution, again, digital image was taken and it was transmitted to Patna Learns Boys High School, where one of the gang members of the accused is present.
And you recovered this burnt thing from
From Patna,
From Patna.
from that school, Learns Boys High School.
oh, I see.
Where there were 25 candidates.
Distributed this in the classroom.
Yes, sir.
So that person also.
The invigilator also did not,
The seal
That
is
this will be
tempered.
again.
he did not mind.
Resealed with a lighter.
The packet.
Because if you
No, the big
if you reseal any plastic with a lighter, it will have burnt marks.
My lord, yes. These are 72 question papers, ma'am. This 4, 5 such packets are kept in a trunk. This has got 3 packets of 24 question papers each, inside separately packed. Now on this, the invigilator and center superintendent have to sign that when we are opening, there is no tampering. So though there was a tampering and burnt from one side and again refixed,
One paper.
and one paper removed and replaced, they have signed because the center superintendent and the city coordinator were also part of the conspiracy.
Well, interrogated that person.
They arrested, yes.
We arrested, sir.
He was also part and parcel of this.
Yes, sir. He took money. He took money.
The center superintendent and the coordinator were part of this.
Yes, sir. Yes, my lord. Both
They are
are
arrested. They are in
Both
custody.
arrested. Apart from that, there is one more middleman who was a bridge between the gang and these two. And the conspiracy was hatched almost 2-3 months prior to the actual stealing because they'll have to identify one vulnerable center who is ready to accept and give the access.
So one question I had was, once they had this conspiracy about 2 or 3 months back, how is it that they confined the conspiracy to such a small group of people? Human greed otherwise is that he would want to maximize the profits which he is going to make from the conspiracy. Why did they then only confine themselves to say 25 students?
No, my lord, we have given,
Once they had invested, once they could have
we have
done-
given the figure in para number
155.
113.11.
155 students.
150.
Yes. What happens is, since they don't want the paper to go or their identity to be revealed to many people and exposing them to be arrested in advance, they go to the people, my lord, 1 to 1. And those who fall into the trap, they give post-dated checks and some amount in advance. We have recovered the post-dated checks also. So post-dated checks now cannot be encashed. We have recovered them.
The money is not collected in one trance, my lord. Initially, one token advance is taken, so the candidate is permitted to gain access to that particular location where they're going to distribute the salt paper. Now, he doesn't know whether this is the content which is going to come in the exam. So once he comes out of the examination center, then only he confirms that, yes, what you gave me yesterday is the one, or what you gave me today morning is the one which came.
But there is no evidence to indicate that the conspiracy was wider, at least in Jharkhand and Bihar.
No, my lord. What we found so far was that there were two locations in Hazaribagh where this was shared after solving, and one location in Patna where this was shared after solving. And within Patna, that group had a subgroup of 6 female candidates who came on 4th itself. So they didn't want to keep the boys and girls in the same, under the same roof. So they put it in one of the accused houses, those 6 girls, for the night. And next day morning, once it was stolen, photographed, it came to the solvers, they solved it. Then again, a scanned copy was generated, sent to Patna through WhatsApp, and their printouts were taken, about 15 copies of each set. Botany zoology in first go, it came at around 10-15 hours, and the physics chemistry came at about 10:35 to 10:40. So they took printouts and gave one copy to 2-3 group of candidates. Since the girls were there in the other house, from here one hard copy was taken to that
Now,
house.
what about these statements which were recorded by the Economic Offences Unit in Bihar,
My lord,
saying that leak 4 तारीख के रात को हुआ था,
my lord,
on the 4th of May.
yes, yes.
And there seems to be an improvement in their subsequent statements when they say the leak took place between that morning hours on the
Not
5th.
only that, my lord, in the file which we has given to the court, my lord, page number 5,
Which one?
the Bihar report.
Bihar wala paper.
So in fact, first it was Bihar local police, then Bihar EOU.
EOU.
Lord, local police, my lord, it seems, I was shown yesterday, have, Lord, recorded in a cut paste mode, my lord. So once a paragraph, my lord, is added in every.
Because, we saw the statement of Anurag Yadav. You will find it at page 132 of the file. Nitish Kumar at page 92 of the file. And Amit Anand at 88 of the file.
My lord, Anurag
Anurag.
Yadav at page 113 it is there, and 129 also it is there, my lord. But
It's a repetition.
before that, my lord, in this report, if my lordship may go to page number 5. Page number 5. This is the consolidated status report prepared by EOU one day before it was handed over to CBI, my lord. In that last paragraph,
It's 3 lines.
last 3 lines, my lord. Page number 5.
Now the relay from Hazaribagh to Patna
Is through
was
WhatsApp.
through the mobile of one of these persons who took a picture of the scanned answer sheets and sent us the solved answer sheets and sent them. Now, has that mobile been seized?
No, my lord. They have destroyed some of the gadgets, and yesterday we recovered some of them. Now we have to examine them forensically, whether these were this set of mobiles yesterday we recovered were from the same gang. But whether the same instruments were used for this offense or not has to be ascertained from FSL report.
And perhaps the FSL report will indicate as to whether this was sent only to Patna or did it go somewhere else also?
It will, if the WhatsApp chats are not deleted, then we will know where all it has gone. But apparently from the interrogation, they have destroyed those mobiles after the offense. The main core group. The fringe elements, 18 mobiles were recovered, my lord. That FSL report has come.
Yesterday somewhere I was reading while we were...
Para 50.
I didn't flag that page
Para,
that they
para
threw it
51.
into the river or something.
Para 51. Para 51.
From some water body.
Para 51 may kindly be seen, my lord, in our report. Para 51.
First report.
First report. Para numbers are in seriatim, my lord. Para 51. Para 51, last 3 lines, my lord. Sorry, para 52, my lord. Para 52, last 3 lines.
50 if you can.
52. Para 5-2.
Start with 5. What is you?
It also may be seen, my lord.
Back to this page 21 of your report.
Yes, my lord.
report.
Yes.
This is a book of an amateur. Professional would not commit this mistake. He would ensure that the entire paper is burned.
Shredded.
You got the clue, the first clue, because of these numbers.
Yes, my lord.
These numbers are to be found where on this booklet?
Yes, inside every page it will be there.
Right.
Yes.
Your lordship,
On the top also, on the top left corner, it is there, my lord.
your lordships can open it, but this is used paper, so it can be opened.
On the top left
But your
corner.
lordship will have to tear it. It cannot be opened the way we open, my lord, the glued envelope.
You don't need a scissor.
No, you don't need a scissor. You are not supposed to be having a scissor as a student.
What was done is, with the camera in the mobile, it was clicked and a hard copy was downloaded. So this is that hard copy
Yes,
which
yes.
has been
That's
downloaded.
the reason why the girl student got her own paper that was earmarked to her.
So what was the idea in clicking this part, this part?
It's on every page.
It's on every page, my lord.
He doesn't have a choice.
Entire booklet was photographed.
Each page,
Each page.
each page.
Thereafter, it was put back in the envelope and tried to reseal with lighter.
As per the CCTV footage, my lord, he had 1 hour, 20 minutes. Yes. Even the OMR sheet will have the same number, my lord. The OMR sheet and question paper are matched. They come in the same packet.
Good. As my lord Hmm.
What is the nature of the forensic evidence that we have in regard to the, the transmission of the data on the fact that there was a leak? We now know that there was a leak.
And my lord,
What we are unsure about is what time the leak took place and to what extent was the leak? Now, the leak takes, there is a leak, according to the investigation, the leak takes place at Hazaribagh. Now, the leaked, the solved question paper is then transmitted by electronic mode to Patna. Now, do we have any forensic evidence to indicate how that data was transferred and to which phones the data was transferred?
Yeah, I'll answer that, my lord. Before that, this is the report of the Patna police, my lord, which has been submitted, page number 43, 44. There are more number of burnt pieces. If my lordship can... Semi-burnt pieces. In all those, the same serial number is figuring, which we have shown it here.
This is
So
solved.
that means
And
of
that
the,
serial number is of the school.
of the Oasis Center.
Same girl,
Right, the center.
same girl, same
Now,
number.
that means, my lord, all these burnt pieces belong to one question paper. It is not that 4 or 5 question papers were stolen and burnt, because the serial number then has to be different on each piece of paper. Okay,
The question paper will have the center number and the serial number of the question paper itself.
serial number of the question
So
paper.
it has two things, the center number and the serial number of the question paper.
Yes, madam.
And there's only one which has been.
Yeah. Now, for a moment, my lord, supposing we say that this paper got, this serial number paper got leaked on 4th itself, for example. One student. Now, if supposing this paper has got leaked on the previous day itself, on 4th, one of the learned counsels for the petitioner was also mentioning, and there was a confusion in regard to Anurag Yadav's statement also. We have CCTV footage of the main accused Pankaj Kumar alias Aditya, who has been arrested right now in our custody, that he has accessed the strong room of Oasis Center as per CCTV footage between 8:02 to 9:23 a.m. on 5th. So that was the time when he has access to this particular serial
That
number.
CCTV footage is from where? When he's entering, when he's leaving, or when?
Both.
With
Entering into the control room where the trunks were placed and exit from the control room where the trunks were placed. And the photograph of both the trunks before it was locked, the control room was locked after they were brought from the safe vault of the bank. And when they were opened again for all other witnesses and all, that photographs also we have given, my lord, in...
And the control room is under, the lock of the control room is in whose custody?
My lord, there are 2 doors to the control room,
Right.
this particular control room. The front door was locked in front of everybody and the key was with the center superintendent. But the inside bolt of the rear door was kept deliberately open by the central superintendent as well as the city coordinator as part of the conspiracy
To allow somebody to.
to allow somebody to enter. And this person whom I named just now was sitting in the staff room, whose door is just adjacent to this rear door of the control room. It is hardly 2 steps to open the other door and enter this door. So 7:53, the front door of the control room is locked and everybody goes to inspect the examination halls, etc. From the rear door at 8:02, this man enters.
Only a minute. At this juncture, please see second status report, page 11.
So this man enters at about 8:03, about 8 o'clock.
8:02.
8:02, he enters from behind. That is recorded, movement is recorded on the CCTV. And he leaves at about 8:23.
8:23. 9:23.
There are
So he's inside for almost 1.5 hours.
Because, my lord, there are 7 layers of packing. What we showed, my lordship, is only an individual question paper which comes in this packet of 72 questions. And this is again put in a trunk. Then trunk has 2 locks in the front and trunk is put in another carton box where the image can be seen at page number 11 of the second status
If you
report.
open the trunk from behind,
He has opened the trunk
Rivets
from
from
behind.
behind.
The rivets.
how did he use that? What kind of
He-
equipment did he have to open the trunk?
He had an exhaustive toolkit bag. The bag was kept in the control room by the central superintendent on the 4th.
Security surrounding that control room where the trunks were placed.
My lordship, it's the responsibility of the central superintendent itself.
He
So
is a
has-
party to
He has a party to it. He kept that
He kept
toolkit,
the toolkit in that.
which is given by same accused 2 days prior, and he keeps it there. This man uses, he doesn't carry the toolkit because he comes out empty-handed. That is also safe. He just clicks on his phone, digital photographs, and walks off. He enters the campus at 7:12 and goes into the staff room and sits there. At 8:02, he enters the control room,
AM.
and 9:23, he exits the control room, and 9:24, he exits the center
But
itself.
how do we sort of hypothesize that this main accused Pankaj, that he sent the images of he first took a photograph, then he takes it to the problem solvers.
He sends it immediately after he exits the campus to the problem solvers. Where
Problem solvers are also in Hazaribagh.
they are in Hazaribagh in a guest house called, which is named in our report, my lord, on the 3rd floor.
Now,
And there is a
Right.
printer there.
right, and from once they are solved by the problem solvers, they are remitted by whom? Again, by the same accused
By the same accused.
to Patna.
Pankaj also goes to that same location,
And then
and they
he sends
have
it
a
to Patna.
group of several people there, about 9
How
persons.
do we rule out this, that Pankaj may have sent it to other locations also?
But so far, from the investigation and interrogation of the accused, we found only 4 locations, my lord, 2 in Patna, 2 in Hazaribagh. And the top gangster is somebody. Below that, there are about 5 main persons, out of which 3 we have arrested and they are in our custody. And we have interrogated them. And below that, they have some people who mobilize the candidates, some people who identify the safe house, some people who
Is the top gangster also in custody or no?
not yet.
Solvers are in custody. How did the solvers actually transmit? They were solving. Were they solving the questions
Solvers-
digitally? They were solving them on paper? What were they doing?
Yeah, my lord. For example, if my lordship may see page 50 and 51, you can see the tick marks on the hard copy, half burnt papers. The size of this tick mark is different from the size of the tick mark which we recovered from the candidate, the girl candidate of Oasis. She has put a small tick. And in that, for every question, there is only one tick, what she thought it was the correct answer. So this tick is on another hard copy,
No, one clarification.
on a printout one.
The man enters that control room, what control room?
Control room they call it. It's a hall.
According to you, sir, he was in that room for 1 hour and
20
minutes.
minutes, 21 minutes.
He must have taken time to open the trunk from behind. He took out one question paper which unfortunately was given to that girl. Then he clicks pictures on his mobile. From his mobile, he forwards it to the solvers.
Not to the solvers, my lord. He forwards it to one of their own counterpart who is with the solvers.
Physical acts. He forwards it to acts. Acts is in company of the solvers at the guest house.
Yes, ma'am.
Then he must have parted that with the solvers.
He takes a hard printout.
This is that burnt thing is the hard print.
Printout. Yes.
One
Called printout.
1 second, my lord.
Okay,
This
so
is all-
after the solvers solve the question paper,
It's again scanned
By whom?
whom?
by the same accused who are there with him. Pankaj
Other
also
person was
is,
there. Pankaj is also there.
Pankaj is also.
And this scanned copy, we know, has been sent to Patna.
Yes.
It is
And
also
also to one other location.
another center in Hazaribagh
Yes.
and to Patna. But we have, how do we sort of conclusively say that this scanned copy has been sent to no other centers other than one more at Hazaribagh and one at Patna?
My lord,
So we have no forensic, we don't have forensic data to, if we had forensic data, then there would be electronic footprints that this was sent to this was sent to this number, this was sent to this number.
That is why I gave the figures, because the time available for them to impart this, Lord, whatever they have stolen, was hardly 1.5 hours to 2 hours. And therefore, even the students who are now caught, those who are beneficiaries according to us,
Because you know what?
they also did not fare well.
Earlier we thought that, that after he takes the photographs, that he comes to the center at about 9:30 and 45 minutes is given to the problem solvers. No, the problem solvers probably got the question paper at 8:30 itself.
No, my lord, at around 9:24, after he comes out, he transmits it as per the
That's the statements of
interrogation statements.
these are the statements.
His mobile is not available, and that co-conspirator in
Hazaribag's guest house is not so far away. Even the person who received, we have arrested him in Hazaribagh. Yes.
right up to one.
7th. But if your lordship sees the screenshots at page 9, please come to page 9. No, not page 9, no, page 8, 7 and 8. It would show that it is uploaded on 4th of May.
And what is uploaded is the same question, is it?
Same.
But
Uploaded on 7th.
does it have the same serial number?
Serial number, that's my lord, another, we lordship put a very interesting question.
The serial number.
My lord, the serial number should have been here. Should have been here. That is also masked by the person who uploaded it on 7th. The question paper serial.
What is on the previous page, that
Yes.
screenshot on the previous page,
Yes.
that says May 4, right? May
They
4.
say May 4. Lord, something which is uploaded on 7th in a channel created on 6th
Yes.
can be shown as having been uploaded on 4th, and we can demonstrate that. In this very case, if your lordship permits, I have the laptop. Because the students must know that
Let us see that.
if my lord, if the DIG can, my lord,
Yes, yes.
come and, my lord, explain to your lordships, my lord. He had explained this to me yesterday. And my lord, your lordships can give me a piece of, not to me, I'm not, I'm technologically my lord, challenged, but otherwise, I can have a piece of paper today, upload in your lordship's presence and show it as having been uploaded 3 days later. It's that risky a technology. Shanti, go through peacefully and explain orally also. Hmm. 7th. on this, my lord. Please come to second status report and the conclusions. Based upon your lordships have, my lord, seen the entire, all the three reports. I am not troubling your lordships with this, my lord, but your lordships would, my lord, with respect, my lord, agree that it is a very scientific investigation and based upon the interrogation of the accused and other, my lord, antecedent facts. These are the two conclusions which will assist your lordships so far as the present purpose is concerned, my lord. At page 13, second report, conclusion number 113.7. No evidence has come on record that the solved paper was circulated in any form randomly. Except the 4 locations mentioned above, there is no evidence of any other location so far. The total number of candidates who got benefited from the stolen paper are around 155, around 30 in Patna and around 125 in Hazaribagh. This is for the purpose of, my lord, segregation, that whether segregation is possible or not, my lord. Your lordships may also, my lord, be assisted by para 11 of the report, my lord, which is at page, I'm sorry, but that may not be necessary, my lord. We have shown 2 figures, my lord. My lord, two pictures. Please, my lord, have a look at how the, you have shown that the position of the bag was different. No, my lord, I can show, my lord, it was not shown by my lord. Please come to page 11 of the second report. Page 11 of the second report. Well, just to show that this was done on 5th morning, apart from the CCTV footage we have, well, this is what the position of 2 trunks was in this particular institution. Image of the location of 2 trunks in the control room at OSS school at 7:53 a.m. on 5/5/24 when the front door was locked. This is image taken from the CCTV footage. Both are, my lord, connected to each other. Correct, my lords? Now, next page, my lords. Image of the 2 trunks at the control room of the OSS school at 1 p.m. on 5/5/24 when the officials went to open the 2 trunks before the examination. Both have changed their positions, my lord, and there is a tablecloth is also moved. My lord, this is to satisfy your lordships that this is the theft which happened between 8:02 to 9:23, because that is corroborated by the CCTV footage.
Yes.
Lord, just see, my lord, how your lordships have dealt with this, my lord. And I'll come to the last point. Lord, this judgment in case of Tanvi Sarwal. Lord, your lordships, my lord, latest judgment of my lord, the Chief Justice, my lord, is there, where your lordships have discussed all the judgments, but my lord, only few of the paragraphs of this judgment. Here, the investigating agency came to a conclusion that the paper was leaked and paper traveled through several states. Lord, if your lordships can take this, my lord, 2015, volume 6 SCC, page 573. I'll not read the entire report, my lord, which was placed before the court then, when this issue was decided. Some CBSE examinations, my lord, some 2 lakh odd students. No, your lordships may kindly see page 587. Just giving my lord a flavor of what investigative report was before the court. Just below classitum D, after my lord the italics, the above mentioned 44 beneficiaries appeared in the examination at various centers spread across the country. Out of this, 15 candidates appeared at Siliguri district, Darjeeling, West Bengal, 11 in Rohtak, Haryana, 4 appeared at Ajmer, Rajasthan, 3 appeared at Delhi, 3 appeared at Jamshedpur, etc. Then para 6, that from the investigation conducted so far, it has been revealed beyond doubt that the network of this organized gang was spread across different parts of the country. Beneficiaries so and so and so and so were already arrested so and so, my lord, and thereafter again, my lord, the court says, then kindly see at page, my lord, similar, my lord, facts, my lord, where details are given that it was an all India scam as per the report of the investigation. Here, my lord, the report without any, my lord, reservation say that so far we have found that these are the only beneficiaries. Of course, my lord, if some new name surfaces, his result would be subject to the outcome. But the question, my lord, which is for your lordship consideration is that based upon a mere apprehension, which is not based upon any concrete evidence, would your lordships consider compelling or rather requiring 23 lakh odd students, painting them with the same brush as if all are guilty?
Yes.
When, my lord, the investigation has categorically reported before your lordships that we believe that this is at these 4 places. And that analysis is corroborated by the IIT report. I don't wish to take your lordships to the IIT report, my lord. Would your lordships like to be assisted with that?
Not necessary.
Not necessary, my lord. It is also corroborated.
You have seen the IIT report.
Yes.
They've taken us.
It says the same, that the pattern is same. It's not an all India phenomena where there is any sudden spurge. And more particularly, my lord, the thing which convinces us, my lord, is that their modus operandi is very clear: to select people, go to them personally.
To
Yes,
understand one thing, is there any forensic evidence that the telegram paper was in the same form and pattern as the paper which was leaked out?
it must have been,
Just ask your,
you can answer it.
any forensic comparison of the two papers were made or not?
Where the paper which was posted on Telegram on 7th or 4th, leave it right now.
Leave the date,
Huh?
just the forensic.
Leave the date. Whether it was the same question paper which was used in this examination, that's the question, my lord.
No, not the same. Whether it was in the same pattern, that same font was used, same structure of the questions were there, or it was in a different format or different pattern. Questions will be the same.
I think, my lord, from the he can answer, my lord, directly, but my instructions were that while uploading it, the
No,
middle part
This
was,
question is being put for only one reason.
yes, my lord.
If it's a leaked out paper which has been posted on the Telegram, then matter ends. If it's an information which is independent of the leaked out paper, then it's at serious.
Correct, my lords. What has happened is,
So therefore, is there any forensic comparison of the two or not?
question paper comes to the candidate, my lord, in a logical.
Date would be getting from the same press. So the fonts and the pattern would be identical. The question numbers may vary, the answers may vary,
Yes, my lord.
but the font and structure would be the same.
It is the same.
So the question which was there in the public domain as a leaked out paper, whether it matches with the one which is there on the Telegram. That is the question.
The question paper is of the question paper of this examination in the same font, I think. There is no.
Is there a report and examination of that or not?
No.
Whether any effort was done to that extent?
Any forensic report is there? Any telegraph contains the same font, this, that, and others. Is there any forensic report on that? There is none, my lord. We must take it, my lord. But otherwise, my lord, what yesterday, my lord, we will have to rule, absolutely. But otherwise, my lord, what I was told is that it is the same paper which was given by a student.
No, because you see, the telegram, which is the photograph of that paper is there on in your report.
Yes, my lord.
It doesn't matches with the one which is there in the case diary report. Not only in the font pattern, but also in the, as far as numbers are concerned.
Page 11. Page 11, my lord. So your lordships are comparing it with,
That booklet again, please,
which one? my lord?
which we handed it over, the answer sheet, the question paper.
The question paper. Is it again back? For your lordship sees that. After examination was over, some student
He
gives
will be carrying the papers.
gives it to either uploads himself or gives it to someone, and with a view to hide his identity
They must have masked the number.
number.
But whether the font pattern, the structure
Must be
pattern,
same, must be,
that has to be forensically.
yeah, yes, my lord, that should have been done, and we will
So
do
the
that.
students retain the question paper after the.
They always retain, but they are supposed to give the OMR sheet back and take the paper out. Otherwise, my lord, it would be easy to trace the person, track the person. So it may not match, my lord, because of the jumbling. But it may not match because of the series being different.
Yeah, that would, so that the questions are jumbled, the order is changed.
Yes, it may not match,
It
but
cannot be done by us. It has to be forensically done.
certainly, it will be done, my lord, by today itself. It would be sent. I can make a statement. My lord, my last submission, Lord, I respectfully rely upon your lord, my lord, the Chief Justice's judgment in 2021, Volume 4, SCC 631. I'll not read.
2021.
Volume 4, SCC 631. Lord, this was also use of unfair means. My lords were pleased to, my lord, consider the case law on the subject and, my lord, observe at page para 56. And I would rely upon respectfully on the last part, but I'll read that para. The decision in railway recruitment, etc., all go to emphasize that a recruiting authority is entitled to take a bona fide view based on the material before it, that the entire process stand vitiated, as a result of which a fresh selection process should be initiated. The integrity of the selection process cannot be lightly disregarded by the High Court, substituting its own subjective opinion on the sufficiency of the material which has been taken into account by the decision-making authority. Undoubtedly, fairness to candidates who participate in the process is an important consideration. There may be situations where candidates who have indulged in irregularities can be identified, and it is then possible for the authority to segregate the tainted from the untainted candidates. Now, please note this, my lords were pleased to say this. On the other hand, there may be situations where the nature of the irregularities may be manifold and the number of candidates involved is of such a magnitude that it is impossible to precisely delineate or segregate the tainted from the untainted. A considered decision of the authority based on the material before it, taken bona fide, should not lightly be interfered in the exercise of powers of judicial review unless it stands vitiated on the grounds of unreasonableness or proportionality. And, my lord, the decision-making process, my lord, I have shown to your lordships, it matches pan-India. There is no spurge. It matches earlier year and the year before that. And even the investigation suggests a localized, identifiable irregularities, my lord. And therefore, your lordships may not, my lord, exercise the judicial review. That's the respectful submission. Last, my lord. My lord, last, the question, my lord, that wrong and right question. My lord, I have also received several mails from unknown people, and I don't wish to rely upon it, but the common thing, my lord, common thread which is coming is that there are old books which are available. The old books contain a wrong answer, but in the NCERT book.
But your instructions say that students must go by the latest edition, right?
No, my lord, the instruction says that, that in case of dispute, both the marks to be counted. Guidelines, my lord. Give me the guidelines, sir. Yes, my lord. My lord, page 70 of my affidavit in Vanshika Yadav.
Yeah, there's one correct answer here. How can we have, and you know, the thing is, option 2 and option 4, there may be a situation where the question is ambiguous and possibly both may be correct answers, logically speaking, in a given case, that you have 4 options. Option 2 may possibly be a correct answer. Option 4 may also is really the correct answer, but option 2 is also so ambiguously framed that it may also be correct. In a given example, here, if you look at the answers, each of them excludes the other. Each of them excludes the other. Let's see.
I'm just making an attempt.
Let's just see that. IIT director का भेजो.
My lord, if your lordship sees the question, my lord, for a second, it's a trick question, my lord. I won't say, my lord, it's a ambiguous question. It's a trick question.
Yes.
Statement 1, we can, I may not read. 2, again, I may not read.
Yes.
Now, see the question. In light of the above statements, choose the most appropriate answer from the options given below. No, not the correct answer. Which is the most appropriate? There, my lord, possibility of 2 and 4 both being correct.
But see, option 2 is both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. 4 says statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. So both can't coexist together.
I understand. My lord, one rules out the other.
Yes.
My lord, I cannot defend, my lord, something which is not, but, my lord, kindly appreciate, my lord, the wrong answer published by NCERT book since years.
Now, just for factual clarity, the wrong answer is option 2. We are taking it as option 2, though in our order.
It may be.
We will just mention, we'll mention the question because, you know, the question number, etc. may be jumbled.
Jumbled, yes.
So, I'm not sure the options are jumbled also. Options may not be jumbled, right?
The options are also jumbled.
Right. So, so we will just, so that there is no...
Better to quote the...
We'll just quote the question. Now tell us one thing, what the option 2 appeared as an answer in which NCERT edition?
Yes, my lord. My lord, that appeared...
Your Lordship, prior to 2019. In 2019, the edition has been changed.
No, my lord, that appears to be not a very correct information. My lord, my information is up to 21, it continued. But subject to, my lord,
Your Lordship,
Lord, if some student can come, Lord, the old question, old wrong answer, till what time it continued in NCERT book? Till 22.
Revised edition came in November.
Yes, Lord, the revised edition came in November 22. One of the student wrote me a mail that before that we have already started preparing.
Your
Revised
Lordship,
edition came in?
what Mr. Tushar Mehta is saying, what my case is, I started preparing in 9th grade itself, from 2020 onwards. So I bought all these books in 2020 itself. I have a copy of edition in my petition I have annexed that 2019 had the same statement which was revised in 2019 October, and thereafter in 2023 as well. The same statement has come into being.
I think what we should do is, we should not, honestly, we should not go by the addition and all that. We will go by the correct answer. Now, suppose a student, let's take an extreme case. Let's take a case where the latest NCERT edition gives a wrong answer, but a student who has prepared well gives you a correct answer. Will we give that student?
I get, my lord, what your lordships
We
are
have to give
calling
that
from your
student
lord.
the correct answer.
But, my lord.
IIT tells us what is the correct answer. Can
No,
there be
but-
Lordship, the
But-
IITs
but
have
only a minute.
correct knowledge on the subject matter, Your Lordship.
Only a minute,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Lord, at the
And
same
yesterday,
time,
look, yesterday we referred it to IIT with your, with your consent ultimately.
no, I consented, my lord, not,
Let's
but
go by the IITs. They are
the
the,
respectful submission is this, my lord, and I leave it at that those who relied upon an authorized text of NCERT and my lord, given the option accordingly, my lord, should also not get the, my lord, disadvantage of that.
No, Mr. Mehta, the question here is not about the correct question, rote learning. You have to have the fundamentals clear. So far as an unstable atom is concerned, it has to be a radioactive element. Then it becomes unstable. Otherwise, protons, neutrons, and
Lord, I am
electrons are
not joining
So,
issue.
so being a science student, I'm a little bit aware of it.
The matter
The
is, my lord,
answer is so
and
clear.
fair.
If anybody has his fundamentals clear, he will answer it. So if he is bound only reading textbooks which are incorrect, he will render incorrect answer.
and though we gave the director time until 12, before 10 o'clock, we had it on our table
He
report.
would
Because
not
they
have
must
taken more than
the
2
experts
minutes.
Must have taken probably 10 seconds to answer the question.
But my lord, the persons who will be affected would be around 4,22,000.
Your Lordship, but that also has to be considered. How many of them are within 1,08,000, Your Lordship?
No, everyone would be. They may come, they may go out. We do not know how will.
Your Lordship, the inflation itself is the big bug in this entire examination, Your Lordship, due to only this question marking. No, 290. 256 or something.
This report के बाद I tell you.
Was given by 9,28,379 students. So the larger proportion were all giving the correct answer. Option 2 was given by 4,20,000.
Your Lordship, the challenge was made by less than 0.6% of students who
My lord,
challenged this question.
basically, my lord, my lord, without going into which answer is correct, my lord, treating 4 to be correct. Lord,
15 questions.
The only one last request, only one last.
Yeah.
Question number 4 is the correct answer.
Sir, just wait till for you to wrap up for a minute. We'll not close your argument right now. Let's just hear,
Yes.
because that's the perspective of students.
Students.
That others are, who lose to lose, who stand
Your
to lose
Lordship.
by mark. So let's see what.
Please.
Mr. Sultan, don't just keep your thought with you so
Yes.
that we'll hear you up.
Can we circulate a note? The main argument here is this applicant, she is AIR 1. She is scoring 720 out of 720. While attempting this question, she was faced with two situations. There's a tabular chart, Manoj, on the second page.
Repeat that you are.
If she
You are-
would not have attempted the
She
question,
is ranked number 1.
rank number 1, 720 out of
720 out of 70.
Yes. If she would not have attempted the question, it would have been -4 for her. So she would have ended up scoring 716. If current situation is executed, now if the current choice is treated as incorrect, that will be -5 for her. So this will be 715. So now she is in a peculiar situation where she will end up getting even lesser. If she would not have attempted the question, she would have been at 715. Well, the second difficulty is that in the information bulletin, there's no whisper at all of the fact that there's some new NCERT book which is to be referred. And the old NCERT book is very well on the website also. Because we have made an argument that the rules of the game cannot be changed in between. If Milords may see one judgment, 2011-10 SCC 51. Milords, it's the rules of the game, if I may just read the relevant part.
Instruction that if there is a dispute regarding the answer, then the answer given in the NCERT will be treated as correct. Is there any instruction of that nature?
Milords, as per...
So is there any such instruction? No. So the answer has to be correct on principles.
This judgment, one more thing, very sorry. One very important thing in the FAQs which they released, post declaration, what do they say? This was also done as a policy mentioned in the information book bulletin of the NEET UG 2024. That is, now see, this is very important. If more than one option is found to be correct, then 4 marks plus 4 will be awarded to only those who have marked any of the correct options. So this
Yes.
applies in a situation, Tanvi, where 2 answers are found to be correct.
Yes.
If 2 options are found to be correct, then if you adopt any one of them, you will get plus 4. This is not a case where option 2 is correct. Only option 4 is correct.
Well, we are saying that as per option, there are 2 options which are jumbled in each set. So if both statement 1 and 2 are correct, and the today's version of the answer, as per this expert opinion, either or will be treated as correct if there's an ambiguity. Well, our respectful submission is that if in case of this ambiguity, if now
I
plus...
was saying that she will make it to AIMS Delhi.
Yes, Manoj.
She will not go to AIMS Delhi, but someone, I mean,
And
you take it from us that, we are as sympathetic as anybody else because we realize that. But also it's not a situation where there's an element of ambiguity also, you see. There's not even an element of ambiguity.
my lords, may I just make a ambiguity is in the information bulletin. And in fact, this book is still now it's on the website. The ambiguity lies there that if there were instructions and this
That's
applicant.
still on the website, is it?
My lord, even civil services examinations, the students rely on NCERT. It is considered to be standard. My lord Justice Mishra is right. There is no instruction
Argument
that
in
you can
principle.
argue, you can read only NCERT.
Right.
My lord, may-
Share for a minute and then we'll go back to the solicitor to wrap up.
Yes, my lord, just the argument on principle. Let's assume that we don't want anyone to be disadvantaged. My lords, we want to consider what might be an overall solution over here. My lords, we're testing a competitive exam. We want to test everyone on the same basis. The version of keeping this the same, the best way would be to remove this question at all. Because then what happens is that in a competitive exam,
You didn't answer it.
Your Lordship,
undertake.
Your Lordship, the candidates who have answered it wrongly will be benefited of that negative marking, Your Lordship.
No, they
Also-
won't get the negative marking. That's the advantage. Anyone, the negative marking won't affect them then. That's the advantage. No, it's, the question is removed. Just one, yeah.
Just, Mr. Solicitor, talk to your directors here, right?
Yes.
You can ask him, we'd like your assistance on this. What if we do this? See, with the IIT report now, it's staring us in the face. Now, can we in our order, assuming we are not setting aside the whole exam, if we are setting aside the whole exam, all this is irrelevant. Then of course the whole exam goes. But assuming that they are wrong and assuming you are right on the whole exam, we will take a follow on shortly. What if we say that, look, only option number 4 will be the correct option, but for anybody who answered option 2, there'll be no negative mark.
That appears to be.
What do you think? Just talk to Dr. Kamakoti and the director.
No, he is the director,
IIT.
IIT, my lord. Your lordship wants me to,
So just have or talk to the director, NT only.
NT.
But in this regard, can I make a submission, Lords?
This one.
If
I will get
But I am for a petitioner wherein one student has scored 720.
Is correct. Then obviously.
720 and he has selected option 2.
You have selected.
Option.
Select Tanvi.
Like, so my lords, what I am informed that they have purchased the books in June 22.
But
Till June 22, the same book was there, which was having the option 2 as the correct answer.
That's why what we are suggesting is that we will not give an additional negative mark.
But 4
If
marks.
we-
But I think, my lord, it's reasonable, my lord, so with profound respect, my lord, lordship may ensure that it does not become a precedent. Otherwise, for every question, there can be a litigation, and I am appearing in some of the matters, my lord, where, no, not in this exam, their questions and answers are disputed.
Each mark.
If this exam is for elimination and bringing out the best student for the best profession in the country, Your Lordship.
That's what I think. It will not be harmed.
Anything
Justice.
more? Anything more? Or you've now?
No, only one, my lord. There was a not faint but attempt to allege bias. IIT Director Madras. We have filed an affidavit that he has never attended any of the meeting. He is member of the general body of NTA.
IIT Madras is a member of the general body of the
General body which takes a policy call.
not coordinating the exam this year.
No, it has nothing to do. But in any case, he asked somebody else to come. We have a composition where whichever,
You said Gopal Krishnan had come. no?
yes, we have filed an affidavit to that effect. Kindly take that on record. And what we do is, as per composition, whichever IIT has organized JEE exam last year is our member to gain their experience. So last year was IIT Madras, therefore he is,
How they came into this.
therefore he came in.
Go on.
Our affidavit, my lord, is
You are in the
he
same.
attended only one meeting. I'm sorry, my stand corrected, in December 22. But general body meeting for overall, my lord, accounts, etc., not for conducting examination.
Yes.
My lordship.
But I'm appearing for a petitioner. There are 56 petitioners from Gujarat. All are right students. So what I've tried to do is I've shared one written submission yesterday.
So you have all got, how many have got 720 out of that? You don't
721.
want a retest, you want a retest.
We don't want to read.
You don't want a retest.
Most of the petitioners have been selected, Lord. They have scored more than 650. And I'm also appearing for 6 intervention applications wherein 50 applicants are there. Out of those,
Then we have heard that now the solicitor has argued for your line of.
Lords, there's only one point, Lords. Lords, we are, because everything, the data and the facts are before my Lords. The only thing is that we have tried to make a written submission where we have tried to establish the background of all those candidates.
That's all right.
10th, 12th and everything, because they
They're not saying.
consistent.
Fair enough.
It's not only NEET.
You can't go into individual backgrounds because you know.
What I'm trying to say is that not only NEET they have performed well, but there is an exam of good set. Even in those exams, they have topped.
Fair enough. Yes, Mr.
My-
Vivek.
Please, Lordship.
My lords, if I may.
Yes, ma'am.
On a,
Yes. Sir, I have a very limited purpose, sir. I seek to represent students belonging to tribal, rural, and basically remote areas and EWS categories from Madhya Pradesh. They are being represented by a socially minded teacher. She's a medical professor, sir. Sir, the issue here is that we face is that these students, some of them come from very remote areas, some are even Naxal regions. For them to access an exam center or even sit for a test once is a very expensive exercise, leave alone doing it again. Some of them have even qualified and they have been seeking assistance from professors and guidance during the ongoing litigation. All we request is that if a retest is ordered, these students may kindly be either exempted or some sort of exception may be made for the process to be eased for them, sir, where their prior scores may stand in case.
Ma'am, if we order a retest, we can't create an exception. Then logically we will be incorrect.
My lords,
Either we do it, we have to use the same yardstick for everybody. The fact that there may be students like your candidates coming from tribal areas, poor students will have to go through the entire process, may be a ground not to order a retest. But if you order a retest, then we can't start creating exceptions. Then there'll be our judgment will be very vulnerable. We then have to apply one cut across then.
my lords, in that case, I seek my lord's permission to assist my lords
You may
with the
therefore,
judgment.
your first point that this may, we take it as a point that, ordering a retest
Sir,
will substantially prejudice students, especially students coming from the poorer backgrounds, marginalized backgrounds,
Sir.
like your class. That point we took.
sir, with your permission, if I may put forth my lord's observation in Sachin Kumar versus DSSB, which learned solicitor sir presented. So basically, by your lordship's principle, these students are obviously not beneficiaries of any paper leaks. And if they are put on the same yardstick as the wrongdoers, then it will be a violation of Article 14. That is my lordship's observation in the matter.
Point will learn solicitor.
And such an exception has been made by the Judicature of Patna in Bihar STET leak few
Create
years
an
back.
exception only because, because then you belong to, say, tribal students. There may be Dalit students. There may be OBC students who also come from a very underprivileged background. Then where do we draw the line? Can it be disabled students? Drawing a line becomes very difficult for the court, becomes a little arbitrary. So
I would seek your consideration.
We've seen your first point.
My lords.
Take it.
Obliged.
Thank you. What's your name, ma'am?
Tanushri Bhalla. Obliged.
With your Honor's permission, may I just make a submission? Your Honor, I will take less than 10 seconds. I am appearing in IA number 140274 of 2024 in the lead matter. My Lord, I adopt the submissions which have been made by other contestants. I am also appearing for an applicant who has secured 658 and he is opposing the conduct of NEET. He opposes scrapping of the exam. The important thing why I am addressing the Honorable Court is, my Lord, that there have been instances where unsuccessful candidates have approached high courts, sought orders against the NTE, and the high courts have judicially determined that such prayers are being made on the basis of forged and fabricated documents. And in my IA, my Lord, I have appended the order passed by the Honorable Allahabad High Court on 18th of June. When a petitioner approached the High Court, he sought scrapping and all those reliefs, stay of counseling. The NTA appeared, produced original documents of the candidate. And it was eventually then the petitioner's counsel sought to withdraw the petition. And the High Court was kind enough not to penalize the student for filing fabricated documents. So, my Lord, the only submission is that this entire exercise, bona fide students are suffering. And some...
Your point.
Thank you.
Lord,
Yes, Mr.
basic principle which has been laid down by this honorable court is, if there is a leak, Lord, in this case, leak is admitted. If after the leak,
Be excused for 10 minutes.
Yes.
Lord, after the leak has happened, and the leak was done by the gang head, Lord, who has not been arrested, Sanjeev Mukhia. What is there in public domain, the CBI has not brought it on record. This Sanjeev Mukhia, who is yet to be arrested, is involved at least in 5 major paper leak cases in UP, Haryana, Rajasthan. Lord, these are the news items. Lord. It is to be verified by them. He has not been arrested. The moment, Lord, it is established that leak has happened, dissemination is through WhatsApp mode. The handiwork of a gang operating in different states. Now, Government of India taking a firm stand that the leak is now the beneficiaries of the leak are confined only in Hazaribagh and Patna. And this confidence emanates from only and only one fact, that the accused in custody so far have said that the leak is confined to Patna and Hazaribagh. Patna police, when records 161 statement of the accused, they talk of leak prior to the date of examination. This is also 161. Subsequent 161 statement recorded by CBI probably indicates that the leak is on that date of the examination. Now, my Lord, when the CBI officer was talking to this honorable court, his expression, as I could gather, was that so far we have not been able to recover the mobile phones through which this dissemination happened. So we cannot say with confidence that this dissemination happened only in Patna and Hazaribagh and not beyond that. So unless, my Lord, because after the leak has happened, the question paper is sold and there is sufficient time, even if the leak has happened on 5th. Then, my Lord, this honorable court ultimately, if sustains this examination, will have to record, in my view, a satisfaction on the basis of the material before this honorable court that we are able to segregate tainted from the untainted, and this satisfaction Lord, this traffic rickshaw wala. Admittedly planning 2-3 months before by a gang. CBI officer specifically used very cautiously the word that so far we have not gone beyond Patna and Hazaribagh. CBI is not so novice that they will accept the statement of the accused arrested so far and close the investigation from the angle that whether it has gone beyond Patna and Hazaribagh. It is an evolving situation. The day we came first time before this honorable court for the writ petition, because mine was the first writ petition, we didn't know anything. Besides the fact that there were news items that there is a leak in Patna. Now, the main accused has not been arrested. Now, I would say the confidence with the learned Solicitor General to say that it is confined only and only to Hazaribagh and Patna is completely baseless. Investigation is going on. Can they file an affidavit that henceforth there would be no investigation to see whether it has gone beyond? If today the judgment come tomorrow, this Sanjeev Mukhia is arrested along with the mobile, which would show that he had sent it for 200 people in Sikar or different stations. I got to know that from Patna people have gone to Muxar, Punjab to give a paper. And if here they say 4 locations they have been able to find. Suppose there are 100 more locations involving only, say, 1,000 people involved into 20 centers. How many people would those figures, if all of them have got, all of them will not be topping, all of them will not get 720.
So would I just assist us on one aspect? If the court cancel the examination today on the hypothesis that investigation is not complete, the main conspirator is yet to be arrested.
That's right.
And there may be a possibility, we can't say likelihood,
Correct.
but a possibility that in some future point of time, maybe even a foreseeable future, the leak may not be only confined to these two
Correct.
cases.
That's right.
But should the court, in a situation like this where 23 lakh students have appeared, and we are dealing with the welfare of students across the country, and that's the worrisome part. Look at it this way,
Good.
both ways. Let's
I
put
got
it
it.
1 second. Let's put it both ways. We can't, today you are right, absolutely, that we can't say that the leak, we can't enter a judicial finding that the leak is confined only to Hazaribagh and Patna.
Correct.
For the reason that the investigation is ongoing.
That's right.
Even CBI can't tell us that. Today, as of now, it is confined to Hazaribagh and Patna. CBI's investigation in the next 15 days or 10 days might reveal a different, an evolving picture.
10 more locations.
So we also, on the one hand, can't say that the leak is confined only to Hazaribagh and Patna. Equally, we can't today say with any degree of even prima facie authenticity or substance that the leak has gone beyond Hazaribagh and Patna in such a widespread or a systemic manner as to completely affect the sanctity of the entirety of the exam. That also we cannot say. Therefore, I asked that's why we want your assistance. Can the court or would the court be justified in a situation like the one present to say that not on the basis of material which we have today, but on the